Hi there friends, and welcome back to the Honeybee Stamps YouTube channel and our blog. We're so happy to have you here for day 4 of the Hello Summer release. It will be available at honeybeestamps.com on July the 5th. Starting out today, I have a couple of little sentiment sets to share with you. This first one is called Wish You Were Here. It's got some great sentiments like just living the dream, wish you were here, sending you sunshine, aloha, and mahalo. It does have a coordinating die set, so you can choose to either stamp those stamps directly onto your card or use the coordinating dies and pop those up and place them anywhere you'd like on your card front. Remember, when you get any of the new Honeybee Stamps dies, they're going to come to you pre-cut, which is a fun and exciting new feature. Here I have stamped and die cut these so you can see exactly how cute they are and how easy it will be to add those to any of your card projects. So you can see there at the top, just living the dream, wish you were here, sending you sunshine, the mahalo, and aloha. And of course, I have some awesome design team inspiration for you. This first one is from Becky, and she's paired our flip-flops with the Sending You Sunshine sentiment. I love her beachy scene. And this next beautiful card is from Keiko. She has heat embossed the Wish You Were Here up there in the clouds of her scene. It's beautiful, and I do wish I was there. It looks like a postcard. This next card is again from Becky, and she has paired the Just Living the Dream with a beachy scene and those cute little pattern paper flip-flops. Now this next little stamp set is called Sea Breeze. Has some really beautiful greetings in this one. Paradise is a state of mind, palm trees and sea breeze, and you had me at aloha. I just love the beautiful fonts on these. They're so fun to pair with any of your summery, tropical, beachy scene cards. This stamp set also has the coordinating die set, and again, it's going to come to you pre-clipped, so they're easy to just take out of the package and use right away. I have stamped and used the coordinating dies so we can see exactly what the Sea Breeze stamp and coordinating die set look like. So we have Paradise as a state of mind, and that gives you a great look at those beautiful fonts. I love those two mixed together. And then we also have Palm Trees and Sea Breeze and You Had Me at Aloha. Our first inspiration comes from design team member Crystal. She's made this amazing Bible journaling entry using the palm trees and sea breeze, and then also our Sandcastle Builder die. Here's a card that I made using the Paradise is a state of mind. I heat embossed that onto some white cardstock and used the coordinating dies to cut that out and pop that right there on the Monstera leaf. Now next up is our Luau Stamp Set. This is a fun one to create some really fun scenes on your cards. So there's that cute little ukulele, the tikis, there's a lei, there's also some pots to add your grass. As you notice there are the outline or the detail stamps, and then there's also those solids. So super fun to do all kinds of techniques, whether you want to use the outline and do some coloring with your Copics or colored pencils, or you want to use those solid stamps and ink blend and do your blending right there on that solid stamp. You have options there, so they're a lot of fun to play with. There's a coordinating die set that is going to help you create the perfect luau. It cuts out all of those images in the stamp set plus some. So there's some fun layering techniques you can do to get different looks and different options for your luau cards. So let's take a closer look at just some of the options. Here I've used those detailed or outline stamps. I've stamped those onto some white cardstock and done some really simple Copic coloring. You can use your colored pencils or watercolors or just whatever you're into, which makes it fun. Here's the little vessels there at the bottom. Those are fun to stamp those tall grasses into. You can see the cute little ukulele and the lei. Now let's look at the solid images. So these I have ink blended with my oxide inks directly onto that solid stamp. You can see there where I've added a light blue and then a darker blue at the bottom and the top, and then on the sides of the smaller one. There's so many fun techniques you can do with these, whether it is using your distress markers, your distress inks. You can see there that I've added a light green and then a darker green to the bottom of those grasses. So super fun. It's also really cool to get kind of a watercolor look by adding your ink directly onto those solid stamps and misting those with a little bit of water and just letting that ink kind of run together for a more watercolor look. So lots of fun playing with all the different images, whether you're using the outline and detailed stamps or the solids. Now, another fun thing that you can do with these stamps is use your ink blending and on the solid stamp, and then use the outline stamp for all your details on top of that. So for example, on the ukulele, like I've done here, I did the ink blending with the solid and then stamped the opening there for the sound, and then also the strings onto that solid stamped background. I also did the same thing with the tikis. I did an ink blended version and then stamped the details for those tikis right back onto that ink blended version that I had done with the solids. Here I'm just showing how cute this is to add a little dimension to your little ukulele using the different layers of those stamps and their coordinating dies. So that's just a fun little pop that would add some dimension on the front of your projects. Next are those little ink blended tikis that I was telling you about just a second ago. So I first used the solid stamps and did some different blends of brown inks on both of those. And then I used the detailed stamp with a chocolate brown ink and put those tiki faces right onto that ink blended background. So lots of different options here depending on what techniques you like to use and so forth. Now there's also some layering dies, so if you wanted to cut out the tiki and not have the outline like our typical die cuts have, you can use that. There's also the one that leaves that white border or a border around your stamped images. You can use those to get some fun layered die cuts. Perfect for added color, dimension, and interest to the front of your cards, just like Bobby's done here. This is the coolest luau scene. She's used all the tikis. Some she has on posts, she has some stacked up, and then the tiki bar is open. So cute. And I love this long slimline card from Leanne. I love her watercolored look on all of her die cuts. She's used the tikis and the wish you were here sentiment. And I want to go to Bobby's Luau Hawaiian party. It's so fun. I love the bright colors she's used here, and she's used those tikis, some of the plants, the lei that she's wrapped around the Y, and then that cute ukulele. It's awesome. Now this is the A7 beach scene die. So this is really cool. Lots of different techniques you can do with this die as well. So again, it's A7 size. So you can use that on a large 5x7 card, or you can clip down the pieces to use on a smaller card, which I'll show you in just a little bit. So this is going to cut out that frame. It's going to cut the clouds, some water, and some sandy areas, and they're all separate die cuts. So lots of fun. You can ink blend, you can watercolor, you can emboss this into your paper using your die machine. So let's get into some of the options that we have with this A7 beach scene die. Here I have done some ink blending on some different colored cardstock, and then I have adhered all the different layers of that die together. You can see I have trimmed this down to be A2 size, so that finished panel is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Let's get into the next one. So this one I embossed into some white cardstock. It's hard to see with the coloring, but then I did some Copic markers over the top, and then I used colorless blender to get that blurry kind of splotchy watercolor look. Now this next one uses the frame and a bunch of ink blended pieces. And so I cut out the frame and then all my pieces, and I ink blended the sky. You can see I've used the cloud stencil on top of the clouds there, did different colors for the water, and then also ink blended different colors for the sand. Now here's some beautiful inspiration for you from design team member Keiko. I love everything about this card, from the aloha drawn there in the sand to the wishing you were here sentiment in the sky, all of her ink blended yummy layers. I just love the color choices that she's used here. It's absolutely gorgeous. Next is an amazing design from Antonia. She's used glitter cardstock in the clouds. She's used some of our palm dies, which we'll get to later. Look at all the different layers of cardstock, and she's used Take Me to the Beach. Here Alba has done the perfect beachy scene using the waving hello sentiment. You can see all of the beautiful Copic coloring and the seashells and the little sailboat. It's postcard perfect. Now here's another fun look from design team member Becky. You can see that beachy scene peeking out right there in the pattern of her beach bag. Look how fun and creative that is. Next is a 6 by 6 inch background stamp called Sandy Shore. So this will be perfect for all those beachy backgrounds. Use on your sandcastle dies. Lots of fun here. This would also make perfect birthday cards with glittered confetti or embossing powder. So lots of fun to be had with this Sandy Shore 6 by 6 inch background stamp. Here I have just done some basic stamping with some light colored ink, and here I have stamped with embossing ink and added some glitter embossing powder, and you can see the fun sparkle that gives in the little dots there in the Sandy Shore background. Now here is a beautiful background, the perfect resting place for Carol's brightly colored rainbow flip-flops. You can see how perfect that is for her beachy flip-flop scene. Next, I have the Hello Summer stamps and coordinating dies. So this is a pretty large 6 by 6 inch stamp set. You can see those great greetings there. There's the beautiful scripty Hello Summer, and then Life is Better at the Beach. There's everything that you need to make and build your little spot on the beach. So there's the lounge chairs, an umbrella, there's even toys for the kids. There's sunscreen or suntan lotion. There's some little beachy grasses. There's even a little fruity drink and her sun hat. There's some seashells that you can mix in. So this just has everything you need to create the most fun beachy scene. Here's a look at those coordinating dies, and just a reminder that those will come to you all pre-clipped. Here's a look at all those super cute little images, all stamped and die cut with those coordinating dies. I did some Copic coloring. You can see the little lounge chairs and her umbrella, that sweet little beach bag, the awesome greetings that you can die cut and then pop those right onto your beachy scene. Cute little flip-flops, the boat, there's a beach ball, the yummy fruity drink, sea grasses, little sun hat, seashells, there's the sunscreen or the suntan lotion. Everything you need to make the coolest scene. I'm in love with all these super cute little images. Now let's look at some design team inspiration. This first one is from Bobby, and just look at that bright, fun, almost rainbow beachy scene with the Hello Summer stamps there. It's absolutely gorgeous. Next is a beautiful scene from Leanne. She's got either the sun coming up or the sunset with the Hello Summer in the background, and she's used our stitched oval dies. You can see her sweet little beach bag packed with everything she needs, including her cocktail. And here Ilda has created a beautiful ink blended background, again with that Hello Summer die and that sweet little cocktail. Now next is a really fun standalone die set, and it is a Sandcastle Builder. So you have everything you need in here to cut out the cutest little sandcastle, and it's so fun because it is going to pair perfectly with your Hello Summer stamps and dies. So if you wanted to build a cute little scene with all the sand toys and the kids building a sandcastle, that would be so fun to put together. Now here's a look at all those sandcastle pieces cut out. I did use the sandy shore background to add that cute little texture there onto my cardstock before I ran that through my die machine. So that's a fun little bonus if you wanted to pick up the sandy shore 6x6" background stamp. And you could build your sandcastle any way you want to. That's the fun of this. There's also that little flag and a separate little piece so you can change the color on your flag to make that whatever color you needed to fit your beachy scene. Now here's a card that I put together in one of our live streams. I used some of our new stamps and dies and of course that Sandcastle Builder, and I am just living the dream. Here's another beautiful card put together by Bobby. She has built a spectacular sandcastle. You can see that she's paired that there with the Hello Summer stamps, the little bucket and the shovel there, and then life is better at the beach. And that's all we have for day 4 of the Hello Summer release. Make sure you check out all of our social media and honeybeestamps.com. All of the products I shared today will be available on July the 5th.